to a new world of gods and monsters.
He's alive!
Here's Johnny.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, I'm telling you, brother, it's a frightful sight to see what goes on Halloween night.
We are back, guys. Mike and I have been missing everybody so much. We haven't done Why We Love Horror the last 2 weeks just because there's just so much going on. It's summertime. We're having lots of fun. We're traveling all over the place. But we are here for Why We Love Horror Trivia. We will never let you down, other than planning not to. I am Calamity John Marr, the gatekeeper of the horror community here online. With me, as always, Mr. DVD Mike Hanley. Mike, how you doing today?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm excited. You know, this is the first title match we had under the new regime. We got our perennial number one contender, Steve Mason. He's been the number one contender for quite some time, if you've been following the league. Playing Jeremy Potters, who won the free-for-all. Very impressive. A dark horse coming out of nowhere, stomping heads, taking names. I don't even know which way to call it. I know they're both very good trivia players, so this should be a match for the ages. Steve elected to be spoken to first, so let's bring in Steve. Steve, everybody, your reputation precedes you. We know you know your stuff. But this evening, how are you feeling?
You know what? Listen, going into a title match, whether I am challenging or defending or even going for the vacant title, there's always going to be butterflies in my stomach, no matter what title I'm challenging or defending for. You never know who's going to going to win in these types of matchups, because you can have me as the perennial favorite and then have Jeremy become the David over the Goliath, or the other way around. Sometimes it just depends, on the situation. And I try to keep my expectations low as possible. If I win, that's fantastic. If Jeremy wins, hey, that's fantastic. But I'm hoping to bring the title back home down to South Florida here and, be the perennial king of horror in this league.
All right, that is all that needs to be said. We're going to bring in your challenger now, Mr. Big Business himself, Jeremy Potters. Jeremy, you won that free-for-all, man. And I honestly, and this isn't a knock on you. I think most people are like, oh, cool, Jeremy's playing, but then you won the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, I felt the same way. It helps to come in last, and then just pull a couple questions out of your butt. I mean, sometimes that's what it happens. But I'm genuinely excited to be here. I appreciate you guys doing this and having me. And this is my first title shot of any kind anywhere. Hopefully not my last. But Steve, Steve definitely knows his stuff, and we'll just see how it goes.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, let's get down to it. It is a championship match. It is a 5-round match. Normally we do 3-round matches here at Why We Love Horror Trivia. It's a 5-round match tonight, but I'll walk everybody through what happens in each round. Round 1's the same. Round 1 is your typical speed round. There's going to be 8 questions. You guys chose 8 categories between you. I wrote 8 questions in those 8 categories. I'll ask a question, 10 seconds will go by. Mike will ask a question, 10 seconds will go by, so on and so forth, until we've asked all 8 questions. If you get all 8 right, there is a 9th bonus question. You do get 3 repeats in a challenge. Melissa Woody's here right on time. You do get 3 repeats in a challenge. At the end of the round, if you feel you need more time, you could burn a repeat. We'll give you 20 extra seconds, and you could ask to repeat a question. With that being said, are we all asking questions? All right.
Let's do it.
I'll ask a question. 10 seconds will go by. Melissa will ask you a question. 10 seconds will go by. Mike will ask you a question. Then it's going to circle back to me. All right, guys. With that being said, Steve, are you ready?
Ready.
Jeremy, are you ready?
Yeah. How many repeats total for the match?
3 repeats total the whole match. Actually, no, it's a 5-round match. I'll be generous. Let's give you guys 4 repeats in a challenge. It's 5 rounds. That's crazy giving you 3. You got to spread that out. 4 repeats in a challenge. Your first question, if you guys are ready, comes in the category of John Carpenter. John Trent discovers the covers of Sutter Kane's books create a map of what U.S. state in the Mouth of Madness. And you will write all 8 questions on your board at the same time.
Okay. Should I go?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, question number 2. In release dates, what year saw the release of Don't Look Now? Both great movies so far.
Oh, hell yeah. In the Mouth of Madness, a banger. Don't Look Now, literally a banger. They literally bang for 10 minutes.
Yeah, they do.
Go, Mike.
Question number 3 under vampire movies. Who directed The Lost Boys?
Your fourth question in the Final Destination franchise. What is the name of the roller coaster in Final Destination 3? That was all right.
Question number 5. In shark movies, love the category. What disease are the scientists trying to cure in Deep Blue Sea?
If they're out there trying to help people. It all goes wrong.
Your next question under franchise horror, including cameos, in how many movies in the Conjuring universe does Vera Farmiga appear?
And if we include all those, like, they're half baggers, I guess, being generous.
Yeah.
Your seventh question, your penultimate question in the 1990s. Name either the actor or actress who is the titular character throughout the course of the movie in Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. Just one of them. Because the torch passes. And I cry every time.
Okay, question number 8. In family horror, what is the name of the entity that stalks Chuck in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark? Isn't every family a horror story at this point?
Yeah.
I guess. Those Osmonds seem pretty cool. All right. Your chance to use a repeat or extension ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Steve, let's look at your board first and see how you did. What you got on your board there?
All right. So 1, I've got the state of Washington. Number 2, I got 1976. Number 3, I've got Joel Schumacher. Number 4, I've got Devil's Flight. Number 5, pardon the spelling, but Alzheimer's. Number 6, I got 4 films. Number 7, I've got Jada Pinkett. And number 8, I got Gus.
All right. And Jeremy.
1, I have Oregon. 2, 2017. 3, Joel Schumacher. 4, Grim Reaper. 5, Alzheimer's. 6, I said 5. 7, Jada Pinkett Smith. And then 8, I went back to my Calvin.
Hey guys, I hate to break it to you, but at the end of round 1, we got ourselves a tie. It's 4-4. Let's go over these answers. What state does he piece it all together and makes the state of New Hampshire? That's where he goes in that movie. Don't Look Now, 1973. Joel Schumacher did direct The Lost Boys, Devil's Flight, the name of the roller coaster in Final Destination, Alzheimer's. No matter how you spell it, it's Alzheimer's. Franchise horror. Vera Farmiga's in 5 movies. That's the 3 Conjurings. At the end of The Nun, and throughout Annabelle Comes Home, it's her house. In the 90s, I would have accepted Jada Pinkett Smith or William Sadler are both the Demon Knight in that movie. And then the thing that stalks Chuck is the Pale Lady. That's that giant little fat girl that stalks him through the hospital. The Pale Lady. That being said, we're going to move on to round 2. That is the franchise round. You guys each picked a franchise. Steve picked Maniac Cop. Jeremy picked Hellraiser. We're going to ask you 4 multiple choice questions. You can answer it for 2 points. You can check down the multiple for 1 point. If you get it wrong, though, your opponent can steal for the amount of points that the question is worth at that time. Steve, since it's tied, but you are the number 1 contender, do you want your questions in Maniac Cop first, or do you want Jeremy to answer his Hellraiser?
I like Jeremy to go first in this one.
All right. Melissa and Mike, you guys can read these questions, and I'll just sit. Can I get in the middle of you guys?
Yeah. Let me.
All right. So, Melissa and Mike, you can choose which one you want to read the Hellraiser questions to Jeremy.
What would
I
you
don't
like,
care.
Melissa?
It doesn't matter. I just showed up.
You read these Hellraiser
yeah.
questions. I just like watching, just like in Hellraiser.
Okay. All right, you ready for your questions, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Okay. So, question number 1. How many total configurations does the puzzle box have in 2022's Hellraiser?
Six.
That's correct. Okay, question number 2. In Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, when the Boiler Room's DJ is brought back as a Cenobite, he has the power to shoot what objects at people from his stomach?
Multiple choice.
Okay. multiple choice. A, records. B, CDs. C, cassettes. Or D, videotapes.
CDs.
That is correct.
Sure.
They're deadly CDs, though.
All right, question number 3. The Siamese Cenobites seen in Hellraiser Bloodline held what job while they were still in their human form?
Multiple choice.
Okay, multiple choice. A, soldiers. B, construction workers. C, sailors. Or D, security guards.
I'll say D.
That is correct. And your final question. In what country do we first see the laminate configuration in at the beginning of the original Hellraiser?
Oh, shit. Colombia?
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Steve for the 2-point steal. Do I repeat the question?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. In what country do we first see the laminate configuration in at the beginning of the original Hellraiser?
You can have both hands up, Steve.
Okay. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. I don't know if you're frozen, but
The answer was Morocco.
Yeah.
But good job.
okay. We're going to go over to Steve for his questions in Maniac Cop. Mike, you can ask him those questions.
Steve, are you ready?
Ready.
Question number 1. What is the name of the bodega being robbed at the beginning of Maniac Cop 2?
Multiple choice.
Choice options are A, Juan's Bodega, B, Jorge's Bodega, C, Javier's Bodega, or D, Julio's Bodega.
C, Javier's Bodega.
That is incorrect. Jeremy for the 1-point steal. Is it A, Juan's Bodega, B, Jorge's Bodega, C, Javier's Bodega, or D, Julio's Bodega?
I'll say Julio's Bodega.
That is correct for a 1-point steal. Move on to your second question. What motel are Jack and Teresa at when Ellen catches them having their affair in Maniac Cop?
Multiple choice.
A, Days Inn, B, Econaut Lodge, C, Budget Inn, D, Sleep Inn.
C, Budget Inn.
That's correct for 1 point. Question number 3. William tells McKinney that Jessup and his lawyer plan to sue the city for how much per bullet he was hit with in Maniac Cop 3, Badge of Silence.
$10 million.
That's correct for 2 points. And your fourth question, your final question. Just before he is killed in Maniac Cop 2, Jack buys a dozen copies of which newspaper?
Multiple choice.
A, the Wall Street Journal, B, the Daily News, C, the New York Times, or D, USA Today.
B, Daily News.
That's correct for another point.
All right, guys. At the end of round 2, Jeremy has a 1-point lead, leading 9-8. Round 3 is special just for these championship matches. Let me tell you how that works. I gave these guys a movie to watch, and I'm going to give them some deep cut questions. I'm going to read these questions from this movie. There's a 2-point question, a 3-point question, a 5-point question from the alternate reality Superman movie, Brightburn. Are you guys ready for your 2-point question?
Yeah.
For 2 points. The alien phrase Brandon continuously repeats throughout the movie translates to what 3-word phrase in English? Everyone here seen Brightburn? Show of hands. Melissa. Oh,
I know.
watch
You haven't
that.
seen it? It's 90 minutes. It goes so fast.
It's freaking awesome.
It's,
5,
it's
Okay.
4,
I'll check that.
3, 2, 1. We'll go to Steve first.
Take the world.
And Jeremy,
Take the world.
take the world is correct. This 3-point question. According to the news report, how many passengers were on the jet that crashes at the end of the movie? And he just goes and crashes a jet. Psychopath. Oh my goodness. This kid, no remorse. 5, 4,
Smart.
3, 2, 1. We'll go to Jeremy first.
Hey, man, I feel like I'm switching a couple, but I said 268.
And Steve.
I feel like I said 180.
Jeremy's correct. 268 passengers perished on that flight. And your 5th and final question. I apologize for the difficulty. It's scaling up. What's the title of the paper Caitlin is writing when Brandon appears in her room before he attacks her mother?
Can I get a repeat on that, please?
Yes, sure. It's your first repeat. What is the title of the paper Caitlin is writing when Brandon appears in her room before he attacks her mother? I'll give you a few extra seconds because it is a relatively long title. Not to give you any clues. And we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Steve?
Guide to Puberty.
That'll be awesome. Jeremy?
I said, buy our shit, the rise of the video store.
Both incorrect. The paper she's writing is The Decline of Truth and Justice in the Modern Era by Caitlin Strickland, I believe her name is.
Wow.
All right, guys. After round 3, I have Jeremy increasing the lead. He is up 14 to Steve's 10.
Yep.
Round 4 works like this. There's a question. This question in particular has 13 answers, right? But I need 10 or more. You're going to get a maximum of 10 points, right? As many as you can in a minute. All right. For every question, every answer you get right, you get a point. Everything you write down that doesn't fit in this category, you're going to lose a point, but you cap out at 10. Any questions?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to use a repeat in this round, you can. It'll again tack 20 seconds on the end of the time. So I'm just going to ask this, then round 5, I'm going to give over to my co-host. So your round 4 question, list as many as you can. Name any weapon or method Jason Voorhees uses to kill anybody in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know if you saw Holtzman's question.
What was the question?
He was wondering if you could use horror musicals as a strength.
I don't know how many of those there are. But yeah, I would say technically, yes, because I can think of at least 3. So technically, sure. And the lure. So you're going to get lure questions. You better watch it.
There you go.
And any other horror musical I dig up. He's here. We got 30 seconds left in the round.
And each incorrect is a lost point, right?
Correct. So if you put machine gun, you're losing a point. So don't do that. He does not use machine gun. Steve's racing. Okay, good. Glad I could help him. 10 seconds left in the round.
Can I get a repeat, please?
I'll give you 20 seconds at the end. No problem. So 20 seconds starting after I say this. Name any weapon or method Jason Voorhees uses to kill anybody in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. 20 seconds starting right now. 10 seconds remaining.
These movies suck.
And your winner. 5, 4,
They're fun.
2, 1. Steve, let's go over your answers first.
So I've got graveyard post, machete, spear gun, electrocution, ice pick, bare hands, frozen nitrogen, cleaver, campfire, and guitar.
All right, let me just go over that quickly. Okay, and Jeremy.
Yeah, I had no idea. So I went with 4 basic: knife, axe, strangling, and machete.
Okay, Jeremy, you're going to get 2 points, and Steve's going to get no points. Basically, the 13 acceptable answers we would have accepted in Friday the 13th, Part 7. Let me pull that back up for everybody. A tent spike, punching his hand through somebody's chest, a sleeping bag bashed against the tree, an axe, drowning, a sickle, crushing someone's head, a plastic party horn, a knife, a machete, thrown out of a window, a spear, and a weed whacker are the 13 weapons or methods used in that movie. He does repeat himself.
Ah, man. I was thinking of franchise. That's why I fucked up. Damn it.
Okay.
All
With that, we're going to go on to round number 5. Score I got here is 16-10. Jeremy. Round number 5 is our plot synopsis round. Let me bring in our special wheel. I didn't do that yet. So what's going to happen here is they're each going to spin the wheel 3 times. They do get a repeat of the spin if they'd like, a free respin. They're going to get 3 plot synopses of increasing difficulty in categories they picked and a 5th category. The categories we got on the wheel today, Mike, if you'll share that for me.
Yes.
We got 1990s, we got body horror, we got slashers, horror comedies, and literary adaptations. Jeremy, you're in the lead. Do you want to spin your categories first or defer to Steve to spin his first? He's still going to go first, but do you want to spin first?
One question. We get 1 respin for the whole round, right? Not for each.
You're going to spin all 3 of your spins now, just so we know what questions you're going to get asked. But you get 1 respin out of the 3 spins. Yeah.
Okay. I'll let Steve spin his spins. Go for it.
All right, Steve.
Sure.
Your 2-pointer is going to be in horror comedies. Do you want to keep that?
Keep.
Your 3-pointer is going to be in 1990s. Do you want to keep that?
Yes, let's keep that.
And your 5-pointer is going to be in horror comedies. Do you want to keep that?
I want to keep that.
Okay. Jeremy, your 2-pointer is going to be in 1990s. You want to keep that?
Yeah, I'll keep it.
Your 3-pointer is going to be in slashers. Do you want to keep that?
Respin that one.
Okay, that is your 1 respin. So your 3-pointer will be in horror comedies. And your 5-pointer will be in the 1990s. Okay. Steve, you are behind, so I'm going to have, I believe, the Maniac Cop questions were read by Mike. So, Melissa, you can ask Steve his 2-pointer in horror comedy.
Okay. Sounds good. Do we want to get rid of the wheel?
We'll get rid of that wheel.
Okay. All right, Steve, are you ready for your 2-pointer in horror comedies?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay. The spirits of a deceased couple are harassed by an unbearable family that has moved into their home and hire a malicious spirit to drive them out.
Beetlejuice.
That is correct.
Thank you for only saying it once. And we're going to go on to the 1990s for 3 for Steve. Go ahead, Melissa.
Okay.
All right, let me find it here. Okay. All right, you ready for your 3-pointer in 1990s?
Yep.
Okay. A demonic jinn attempts to grant its owner 3 wishes, which will allow him to summon his brethren to Earth. If you can, what's that word? Brethren to Earth. Sorry.
Let me get a repeat on that.
Sure. A demonic jinn attempts to grant its owner 3 wishes, which will allow him to summon his brethren to Earth.
Wishmaster.
That is correct.
That movie's a
Good
bang.
situation. Steve does need to hit his 5-pointer in horror comedies to kick it back over to Jeremy. So we'll let Melissa read that last one.
All right. You ready for your 5-pointer?
Yep.
Okay. A man learns that his unusual stomach pains are being caused by a demon living in his intestines.
Wow. Let me get a repeat on that.
That's your final repeat?
Okay.
Okay.
A man learns that his unusual stomach pains are being caused by a demon living in his intestines.
I don't know that one.
5, 4, 3.
Brain damage.
And your winner and new Why We Love Horror Trivia champion, Big Business, Jeremy Potter's looking for the Ken Marino-led horror comedy Bad Milo. Bad Milo is the movie about a demon living in the guy's intestines. That being said, we're just going to drop Jeremy backstage briefly so we can talk to Steve. Steve, it just seemed like bad luck. I mean, it was tight. It was very tight up until round 3, and then kind of the Brightburn questions kind of knocked it open. What are you feeling? We know you'll be back, you know.
I mean, Jeremy deserves the win. I misheard the question from Friday 13th. I thought it was a whole franchise, but it is what it is. Not much more to say, man. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed in my performance, actually. I didn't think I did good. So I'm hoping to bounce back from this and just those Maniac Cop questions were, weren't that hard, but they were quite difficult. But it is what it is. I picked 3 movies that I would like to revisit, and I'll probably keep Maniac Cop for a little bit, maybe change it up. Never know.
I think you did well. I think hitting that $10 million question, I think that was the hardest question. You hit it with no hesitation. So that was pretty good, I think.
Thanks.
That being said, now that you're back in the pool, who are you looking to face in the league as you work your way back?
I mean, I wouldn't mind facing Hunter. I'd be interested in facing Hunter because I know we've always had him as hosting, but I never really faced him one-on-one in a horror match. So that'd be interesting. Anybody I really want to, honestly, I just want to face anybody at this point. I'm looking for a redemption path here, man. Like I said, I'm a little disappointed at myself. I thought, being that fresh, that $10 million question probably was the hardest one, but that was fresh in my mind because it's just watching it recently. But still, I really want to get back onto the path and, work my way, climb the ladder and go back to facing Jeremy or whoever he faces next if that person defeats him. But I want to go back to climb my way up to the ranks again.
And I know you will, Steve. You're always at the top, so we'll see you back before you know. With that being said, we thank Steve for being here today. We're bringing today's winner, Jeremy Potters.
Yo.
This guy, so modest. I don't trust this guy anymore. Obviously, he came here to play today. Jeremy, how you feeling?
I feel good. I was really concerned about when we picked our own franchise, and I was trying to have some fun with it and went Hellraiser. And I was like, man, I might get who is credited as Mike's understudy in Hellraiser Inferno. I was really concerned there was going to be some wild shit in there. But no, it was great, man. This is a great match. All kudos to Steve. It sucks, I miss hearing a question or whatever. I thought that's where he would have had me, and he probably would have if he, had caught it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of shocked right now. I'm just stunned, to be honest with you.
Well, as you are the champion now, you're going to get a little bit of time off. The only match I know you will have to happen is we did have an MVP in that free-for-all. Luis Boost, head and shoulders, is the MVP of that match. So I do know Luis will be getting a shot down the road. We're going to give him a tune-up match first. But after that, we'll schedule a title match. That'll probably be definitely a few weeks out after everybody plays at least once.
Sure.
So relax, watch some movies, spend time with your wife, make her watch more Hellraiser movies. Until then, anything you want to say to the league that you are now the king of?
So everybody that heard me say that those movies suck, which they do, if you're a Jason fan, get bent. They're boring. They're just gory. All right, yeah, run away from the slow giant man. Oh no, he's on a boat now. Oh no, he's in space now. Ah, shit. Yeah, bring it. Because I'm gonna watch horror movies that make you think, make you feel, make you wake up the next day and go, "What the hell's the point?" You know what I mean? Those horror movies. That's what I like.
All right, Jeremy, we appreciate having you here. Congratulations again from all of us here at Why We Love Horror Trivia. We're going to drop you backstage to close this one out. Guys, I have my thoughts, but what are your thoughts as my beloved co-host? How'd you feel about that match? How do you feel about Jeremy Potter's dissing Big J? Whatever.
I thought it was great. I literally just showed up and read some questions, and I felt like there was intensity in the air, so I didn't know how to talk in between the questions. I was just okay, this is serious.
Mike?
Yeah, this was an exciting match. I was really surprised what they were able to pull off. And, misheard questions, it does happen. So, there's no fault on Steve there. It happens. I think he'll bounce back. Jeremy, he deserved this win. How he played. I think it went great. Yeah.
All right. And I think Bill's going to sign up. So we will have Bill Carriola here live some Thursday night in the future. Bill Carriola will be here. Until then, thank you for joining us live. And we're here live every Thursday night. The time might shift around, but sometime Thursday night, when you least expect it, Why We Love Horror Movie Trivia is going to be dropping on the video store. Until next time, I'm John Marr. That's Melissa Woody over there. That's Mike Hanley over there. Jeremy Potter, Steve Mesa backstage. For the question writers, hey, that's John. Thanks, John, for writing those questions. Buy our shit. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Watch Why We Love Horror next Thursday at noon. Watch Why We Love Horror Trivia live next Thursday night at whatever time we go live. Anthony Tisdall, Luis Buss playing next week. Show up for that.
Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly. Hurry back. Be sure to bring your death certificate.